Hey guys, just back out in the shop trying to finish up some odds and ends on the Kubelwagen. There's a military show, the Merrickville Liberation Festival is this weekend, and although I don't quite have a ride arranged, a way to take the Kubel, I'm looking into a couple different options, and hopefully I can take it to the show and set it up as a display so people can see kind of the progress and you know, the various stages of the build. So I'm going to commit the afternoon to working on some odds and ends. I'm going to change that fuel pump, and I'm going to work on mounting a fuel tank and getting the fuel lines set up. And the other thing I want to try to do is get the pedal cluster mounted, and then last but not least, I might pull the motor and pull the clutch and just see if it's seized up, or just check it and see what's going on inside there, because I feel like the clutch isn't working. So ultimately I'd like to get the thing in a state where I can start it. But we'll see how far I get with it. That's the fuel pump I've got for it. The old one, it leaked. So I've got a new one of these. This came from Thing Parts. Okay, so I'm just making a couple new fuel lines. There's a couple like extenders. This one is the one that goes kind of under the intake manifold and towards the front of the car. Just trying to figure out these fuel lines. I labeled everything, and right there to top of fuel pump, this is the in. Okay, so the fuel line comes down the tunnel and exits out the upper part of the fork, and there is a proper rubber gasket that goes in there, but I don't have one, and I just wanted to prevent it from rubbing metal on metal and also kind of stop some of the vibrations. So all I did is I just took a little 1-inch chunk of fuel line, cut it to the right length there, just slid it down, and it's working pretty good as kind of like a gasket. Daughter made me some breakfast, hash browns and some bacon, which is hitting the spot. So I got most of the fuel lines set up and ready to go. I'm not going to connect everything because I still want to pull this motor off later tonight and look at that clutch. So I'm going to move on to working on mounting that fuel tank and maybe getting the pedal cluster set up. Just got a little shopping list made up here. I gotta head into town and grab some odds and ends. Okay, that's the dash installed. It's just a really quick, rough job. I'm kind of not happy with this. It's cut a little uneven. It's a little wide there. But aside from that, it serves its purpose. It's functional. And it's just got, there's 4 mounting points. So I can put in a slightly larger panel, or I can replace it with a different design later. So in true roadkill fashion, I've just made my to-do list. It's going to be a late night. A lot of these are small things, but I'd like to try to get them all done and finished for tomorrow morning. Okay, so I got the gas tank set up, and I've got the lines connected here with the fuel filter. That's probably not going to stay there long term, but for now it's good. And just pulled off the motor here, and we're just checking the clutch. I think the clutch is pretty much fried. So yeah, it's pretty much toast. They're not expensive, but I'm going to throw it back in for now. Just cleaning things up a bit. Well, I got close. Dash panel, mounted the gas tank, fuel lines in, steering wheel bolts, pedal cluster mounted, throttle cables in. I checked the clutch. It's pretty much fried, but put it back together. Engine's remounted. So I didn't get to the wiring harness and hooking up the battery, but I can do that tomorrow at the show. I'm going to take some tools and some parts with me, and I'll be able to do some work on it tomorrow or Friday.